One morning, on a cold February day in Toronto, a routine check of my emails shattered my world. After all, it was something we all do every day. But that morning, I came across something that changed everything. The email subject read, "Important documents." Inside was something so dreadful it would change my entire life. Divorce papers. After 12 years of marriage, this was how Emily chose to end things. At first, I couldn't fully grasp what was happening. Sure, things hadn't been perfect lately. But I never expected it to come to this. 12 years of building a life together. And this was how it ended? Questions swirled in my mind. Why, and at what point did everything change? Emily and I met at the University of British Columbia. Both studying environmental science. Emily and I met at the University of British Columbia. Our shared passion for the environment led us to careers in sustainability. And ultimately, to each other. We both turned our passion into professional careers. And eventually, we got married. Our common goal in life brought us closer. And we thrived together. We moved to Toronto and bought a modest home in the annex for $850,000. The house wasn't just a roof over our heads. It was a symbol of the future we built together. With both of us having steady incomes. The mortgage was manageable. It seemed like we were living the most stable phase of our lives. But little did I know. That stability was more fragile than I ever imagined. Around the beginning of the last year, Emily started becoming distant. Long nights at work, secretive texts, and changing passwords. These were clear signs that something was off. Yet, I still tried to believe everything was fine. I was perhaps fooling myself. One day, I finally gathered the courage to confront her. But Emily brushed me off, saying everything was just stress from work. Hearing this made me momentarily feel better. But deep inside, I knew something wasn't right. Her explanation didn't sit well with me. Something was missing. Then, that night, everything changed. At around 11 p.m., I received an email that would end our relationship. It simply had the subject line, "Important documents." Inside, the divorce papers awaited. No prior discussion, no therapy, just a PDF. It was over. I had to accept that everything had changed. Amid the heartbreak and confusion, I knew I needed answers. I quickly checked our joint bank account. There, I noticed a $75,000 withdrawal. Emily had transferred the money to an unfamiliar account. This was only the beginning. I needed to know what was happening. I dug deeper. As I checked further into our finances, I discovered Emily had refinanced our house without my knowledge, forging my signature to access $120,000 in equity. The betrayal hit me like a ton of bricks. I had to take action to protect myself. I contacted a lawyer. My lawyer advised me to report the forgery to the police and put a lien on our house. This was a tough decision, but it had to be done. I was filled with anger, but also a determination to stand my ground and fight for what was rightfully mine. My investigation didn't stop there. I learned that Emily had been having an affair with Mark, a real estate agent who worked with her. They had been planning to sell our house and start a new life together. I felt deeply betrayed, but it also fueled my determination to take control of the situation. In the face of this betrayal, I decided to take action. I filed a lawsuit for fraud and began divorce proceedings on my own terms. I wasn't going to let someone else's actions dictate my future. I had to fight for my rights and make sure I came out of this stronger. The legal battle was long and arduous. There were endless hours spent with my lawyer, going through court documents, witness testimonies, and all the intricacies of the case. But eventually, the court ruled in my favor. Emily was ordered to repair the misappropriated funds and relinquish her claim to the house. The court ruling was a victory, but the emotional toll was heavy. Winning the case didn't fill the void in my heart. Money and property couldn't replace the years we spent together. But one thing became clear. I had reclaimed control of my life. And that meant everything. The entire experience taught me valuable lessons. It wasn't just about the divorce. It was about learning to stand up for myself, protect my assets, and trust my instincts. The legal fight was just one part of the journey. But in the end, it taught me resilience and how to rebuild after betrayal. The truth is, life is fragile. What seems stable can crumble at any moment. Our relationships, our careers, and even our homes can feel like strong foundations. But they can be shaken in an instant. This experience made me realize that the only thing truly solid is our own personal strength. In the end, it's about finding yourself again. Life may not always be fair. There are times when we face unimaginable challenges. And what I've learned is this: true strength comes from within. Sometimes, being alone is the best decision. Protecting ourselves and setting boundaries is far more valuable than relying on others for support. We must find our own path and trust our own judgment. That's the key to moving forward. If this story resonates with you, know that you are not alone. Life is filled with struggles, but every struggle can lead to growth. You may face difficult times, but trust that you have the power to overcome them. We are all capable of finding our way, no matter how dark the road may seem. I share my story because maybe it will help someone else. If you're going through something similar, remember, you are not alone. Strength comes from facing the truth, standing up for yourself, and moving forward with confidence. Your journey may be tough, but you will emerge stronger. Keep going.